Hey, what's going on, my fellow idiots? Welcome back to another episode of Idiot Proof Cooking. So today I'm going to be doing a bit of baking. I'm going to show you how to make snickerdoodles. Now, what is a snickerdoodle? It is usually a cookie, and one hell of a cookie. It's sweet and it's topped with cinnamon sugar. But I wanted to make it slightly more idiot proof, and I've decided to make snickerdoodle bars. That way it's nice and easy. You don't have to cut the cookies out, or you don't have to form them into actual cookies, and you don't have to set them in the fridge to set, because that's the best way to make your cookies. If you put them in the fridge, then they don't spread out as much when you bake them. But that really has no application here because we're not making cookies. We're making snickerdoodle bars. So let's stop beating around the bush and let's get into making these. Okay, so let's get cracking on these snickerdoodle bars. So the first thing we're going to need is a large mixing bowl, much like the one I have here. And the first thing we're going to add into said mixing bowl is 1.5 cups of white granulated sugar, so pour that in. The next thing in is 2 large eggs, room temperature eggs by the way, so leave them out for 30-40 minutes just to let them warm up to room temperature, but then crack them both into your bowl, make sure not to get any shells in, and then all we're going to do is get our trusty whisk, break the yolks on our eggs, and whisk the eggs together with your sugar until it becomes a nice ribbony paste almost. Like you want it to be nice and combined, kind of like this. Look at that. Alright, and then once that's done, we're going to add in a 1/2 cup of unsalted butter. Just leave it out until it softens up. You don't want to completely melt it, but then once you add the butter in, again, whisk it until it's combined with the sugar and eggs. And then we're also going to add in a 1/2 cup of lard. So pour that in. Come on, lard, hurry up. As you can see, it's being kind of a pain. There we go. Get it into the bowl. So 1/2 cup of lard in, and then similar to the butter and every step beforehand, we're going to whisk this all together until it's combined thoroughly. And then we're going to add in some vanilla, specifically 2 teaspoons of vanilla extract. Now I know, I'm always talking on the channel how much I love vanilla paste over the extract, and I ran out recently and I haven't purchased any more yet. So vanilla extract will work in a pinch, 2 teaspoons to be exact, and pour it into the bowl and whisk this all together. Now it was at this point in time that I forgot that I have an electric hand mixer, and I kind of feel like an idiot for whisking this all together. So you know what, use the electric hand mixer if you want to mix everything together. It makes it way easier. But anyways, after those ingredients are combined, it is time to add in our flour, specifically 2 3/4 cups of all-purpose flour. Then we're going to add in 1.5 teaspoons of cream of tartar and 1 teaspoon of baking soda. Into the bowl it goes. Last but not least, we're going to add in a pinch of kosher salt, about a 1/2 teaspoon's worth, and then we're going to use our electric mixer to mix this all together. Mix it for 2 to 3 minutes until it combines into a cookie dough, because hey, at the end of the day, snickerdoodles really are a cookie, and so we're making cookie dough here, but we're not going to make cookies out of it. We're going to make snickerdoodle bars. So it is going to have the consistency of a cookie dough, where it's clumpy but still kind of crumbly. That's what it's going to look like. Like that looks like cookie dough to me. So mix it until it's combined, and then set it aside and get yourself out a 9 by 13 inch baking pan. You'll want to spray it down with some cooking spray. Make sure to get all sides of the baking pan. You don't want your cookie dough, your snickerdoodle dough sticking to the pan after all. But then you just get your bowl with all of the dough in it and carefully spatula it all out into your baking pan like that. And then we're going to start spreading it apart. Now I'm going to start off by using my hands just because it's easier at this point in time. So just spread out the dough with your hands, making sure you get it to all 4 corners. Obviously you want to fill out your entire 9 by 13 inch baking pan. And then I'm going to use my spatula to just further flatten out the dough. After all, you can only do so much of a good job using your hands, so just use your spatula, flatten it out nice like this. It should look something like this. And then what we're going to do is dock the dough. Now this is optional, you don't have to do this, you can cut it afterwards, but I'm just going to dock the dough with my bench scraper here so that I have like guidelines for the squares after it's baked, and so then it just makes it easier to cut after it's baked. I'm just using my bench scraper and roughly marking some squares into the dough. Look at that. Look at that. It's coming together quite nicely. We're almost ready to bake this. We only have one final thing to do, and that is add the cinnamon sugar on top. That is what a snickerdoodle is. It's topped with cinnamon sugar. So I used a 1/2 cup of white granulated sugar and about 3 tablespoons of cinnamon, ground cinnamon, and I'm just going to liberally cover the tops of the snickerdoodles with some cinnamon sugar. You know, you don't want to be sparing here. Make sure you put a lot on. I mean, more the better. I don't think you could over cinnamon sugar this, but it's going to look something like that. And what we're going to do now is preheat our oven to 350 degrees Fahrenheit and bake this for 20 to 25 minutes until they come out nice and risen and golden looking like that. Look at how gorgeous those are. When I was baking them, the entire house smelled of cinnamon and sugar. It was absolutely magical. Oh man, I am looking forward to getting into these, but we do have to let them cool down for about an hour first. Now after about an hour, hour and a half, as you can see here, I did cut out the lines of the squares a little bit better, and now I'm just running my offset spatula along the walls of the baking pan to make sure that the snickerdoodles haven't stuck anywhere. And then it's time to pull one of these squares out and get in for the taste test. Rose is very eager to try these, so let's just give you a close-up shot. Look at how nice and fluffy. They're nice and hard on the top like a cookie, but they're fluffy on the inside, and oh wow, are those good. Those are so sweet and delicious. The cinnamon sugar is just perfect on them, perfect. You know what, we gotta let Rose have it. She is the official taste tester here. What do you think, Rose? Thumbs up? Oh yeah, that's, oh, and she just walked away with it. Okay, I guess I have to get another one out here. Oh, you know what? Oh, I think Meg wants to come in and try it too, so let me pry another one out here. Oh yeah, the corner pieces are always the best in my opinion, and you know what? Having another taste test because these were so good. And then here you go, Meg. Now, she didn't do any voiceover for this one, but let's see if she liked it. Well, did you like it, Meg? Do we get the thumbs up? Do we get the seal of approval? And what do you think? Yeah, there it is. Yeah, she liked it too. Well, let's call it there, shall we? Those were a lot of fun to make. They're super easy to make, and they were so tasty. So I hope you liked what you saw here today. If you did, why don't you drop me a comment, like the video, and even subscribe to the channel. Thanks again for watching Idiot Proof Cooking, and we'll see you again soon.